simple Zywu conversation, but here we go. We're underway. You don't have to wait any longer here. Vitality versus Heroic, a 0-1 match.
Yeah, Zywu has taken 2 HLTV world #1s away from Simple, and now here to try and shatter Simple's most likely first major. I mean, that's the one that most have got at the tip of their tongue in terms of hot contenders. Let's see if they can change the script here as we do jump in. Round 1, pistols are out. We'll be shaping up that HUD, I'm sure, the missing Vitality players in just a second, but already a 5-man biff, and you can see Zywu's just calling for aid.
This is
very
really fast.
quick, and Shox just has to commit to this, and he's gone, just overrun. The fast flank does nothing. These Glocks are working at mid-range comfortably, and Vitality shaken. And there's not a single peep out of Vitality.
I do like that approach from Heroic, right? I think sometimes they can be too tricky for their own good here. They do have very, very skilled individuals. So this time round, just taking the fight here and through an uncharacteristic avenue, right? And traditionally, you'd see T's, if they want to take that space, they go down through connector. Here, they've just gone pedal to the metal straight up there through the fountain, and so much pressure applied. All the kills coming their way, and a very confidence-boosting way to kick things off here. Good to see Refresh getting early with some kills. I think that maybe that's going to do wonders for his confidence. Can be quite the clutch factor. But let's take a look into round number 2. It will be the force buy from Vitality. MP9 for Shox. The rest into some upgraded pistols. Zywu with some connector control here, and he's got some friends. The molly to hold him at bay for now.
Okay.
Oh, there's a second. They're going to need a scamper right now.
Good job they weren't messing around with the boost. Could have resulted in a bit of a mess, but this is going to be a lot of contact for Shush, and here it comes round the corner. Masuta draws blood. Cadian needs his trade, giving it a good go. And actually, Masuta brave to try and force that fight. Cadian gets a good couple of one-on-ones here, and the support is arriving exactly when he needed it. That second Mac 10 and refreshes hands, and just like that, the round falls perfectly into place for Heroic's second.
Yeah, Shox here hoping to farm up a bit of cash with this, or maybe even just hold on to it going into future rounds. Has a duel against Refresh here. He's standing. Well, he's crouching, and pops up his head. There you go. Shox goes down. And another very beautiful round from Heroic here. So kicking things off in style on the T side. And, oh, looks like a bit of yelling coming out of Cadian right
and
here.
And a smirk from Exist. He's liking what he's hearing.
Yeah, he's really shown up and wanted to fire up the boys here.
I mean, this is the parallel with Apex's pre-game high fives. Like, both teams are giving us prime evidence that this game means so much to their major dreams. You have to get 3 back-to-back best of 3s. That's just not the fate you want after day 1. It's just not. Game on. Okay, well, one more light buy. This has to be and should be Heroics. You can see Shush confident in the fact of that. He's just going to throw his rifle away and hang out with that USP. Going to let someone else work with it.
Yeah, just operating with the USB here. So next round, there's going to be, you know, the full investment. You're not going to be too worried knowing it is going to be the eco. And to be fair, it's not a full eco from Vitality. Take a little bit of a look. Sure, there's no armor, but they've all upgraded into a pistol of choice. A couple of P250s, got a Deagle, got a 5.7. So it's not going to be as easy as Heroic may be expecting here. As long as they get the jump on the Vitality members, they should win the fights. But if Zywu was able to pivot here, he might be able to get a bit of an opening kill. Here he comes. And there he goes.
Ooh, quick trades, Tessus. Spotted out. The bomb wasn't, but the crawl is coming. Stound's been clearing out long, and he's primed and ready. Biding time for any info plays out of the CTs. The boost could work, you know. Shox will have vision. And he's missed his first shots. The wallbang's scary and threatening, and in they come. Down goes Kyojin. Small window now slammed shut. Apex just going to have a couple of extra moments in the round. The bomb to go down.
Yeah, the dramas of these first 3 rounds is just the lack of kills. They've been very, very clean here for Heroic. Only 3 deaths in total. There you go. You get their lovely little faces on the screen right now. So it's going to be 2 kills for Masuda, 1 for Zywu. Everybody else on the Vitality side of things yet to get a kill, but this is where that needs to shift. We're going to be moving into the first gun round right now. And with this A hold that you're going to see coming out from Vitality, it's normally the likes of Shox and Zywu. 2 very, very good players to be having playing off of each other over towards this A site. Apex is the swingman. Masuta over towards that B bomb site, trying to lock things down with Kyojin. Now we see 2 Mac 10s carried across the Galil as well. It's a bit of a bonus round right here for Heroic, and it looks like they will be going towards the B bomb site and testing Kyojin early. But guess who's here? The bodyguard of Zywu.
Okay. Back nades to that barrel's position. Kyojin catches 3 nades, and that's enough. Opening kill found without a bullet fired. Heroic on the bonus, find the opening kill, Chad. That is already a bleak outlook for Team Vitality, who will recover. Masuta's committed to this short angle. He does catch a bullet to the dome, but lives on. Just that Mach 10. This is a product of what you were talking about. You do see him win that and claw it back to the 4-on-4. Stound's hard committed. It's not Stound, excuse me. Bad eyes. Shox hard committing to this, and Stound in the playground does go down.
Oh,
All
beautiful.
3 for Shox. And Vitality post their first gun round, and it's nice and clean as well. There'll be an extra AK for good measure. Well handled.
Huge stuff there. All right, Shox, he's the player right here. He used to be the superstar of the French scene, right? So coming in, smashing them down there with a couple of beautiful, clean ones. Just one at a time they come, and one at a time they fall. That shot on Decadian, nice there. The bomb dropped. A minute left on the clock as all that goes on down, and even pivoting there for the final one. But that was a bit of a bonus scenario for Heroic now, and we will see the full guns come on through. Shox tasked with defending this A site on his lonesome, the Extinguish. Well, might need some support here, dropping out all of his nades. He's just thrown out a molly, a HE, and a smoke to try and delay this. And he's actually going to stick around, so bravery here.
He knows he's on a timer. The underpass crawl is taking place. Shush is doing that. Tessa's calls party relatively clear. They'll confirm that now. They do put a whole lot of pressure on Shox's judgment, don't they? Like, they expect him to survive in the face of 3-4 on the other side of that smoke.
And it's curious as well that they're putting Zywoo over towards B early, so if it is fast, he can be there to combat AWP, maybe find them an opening pick, and now he rotates back on over with plenty of time to spare. Right now, the gap is towards long, but this molly being dropped is going to give the information now over to the French, and that's going to be Apex all the way to help them on out. He's still got a bag of util. HE, flash, smoke, and now he's joined the party over towards A. Cadian on the other side of things, however, with his AWP, heading over towards the B-bomb site. Now, 45 seconds left on the clock.
This is unusual. The fact that the bomb is continuing its walk towards B and making no secret of it. There's util thrown. And there's a lovely opener. Refresh flashes himself into success. Kyojin's having a nightmare so far.
I feel like they have to go B right now. Cadian's trying to pivot connector, but has to get past Masuta.
Apex has at least deterred the monster threat.
Going A.
Yeah, and loud about it. The French will be ready. Tessa's flash not going to catch, and now Shox should have clear vision. Deletes Tessa's, fades to black for the Dane, and more found. 8 seconds. Stan would need them both now. Time is of the essence. Cadian does not get a chance to plant, and Vitality knock him down. 3 hearts still beating as they close the gap.
Yeah, quite clear they wanted to test Kyojin over towards B again, and they get that opening, but it was the reason for that feels like they want to force the over-rotation towards the B bomb site, but sticking to their guns. Great stuff there, and you get the thumbs up from Shoxy Jesus. He doesn't even move, right? We see him early. He's just posturing, making sure that Heroic are unable to take that A space. And then after that, he just sits towards the lip of bathrooms, waits, gets an easy kill. You're right, that flash wasn't anywhere near him. And running in with knives out because the time is of the essence. Locked on down, and the wind taken away from Heroic right now. Should be seeing them go on down towards some pistols here. Maybe not. So Stound has 5.3, Tessus has 4.4 and refreshed as well with a bit of cash. So maybe we'll see them buy, and that could be the reason for this timeout here. Just so handled.
2 important frags from Apex in that one. Not to say that the Cadian plant was ever going to go down with 3 people there, but still takes him down, confirms the round, and also manages to catch the trade late onto refresh.
Okay, this makes sense here. They've gone down into the AK-47. Next round of play, they'll get 2,400 as the loss bonus, which means they'll be able to buy again. So you can see the thought process here, seeing if they can keep them honest here. This AK out needs to find damage. Stound's going to bide his time behind this monster smoke and has the backup behind him here. Clawing through connector is going to be Shush with just a Glock. But this is about the presence, just to know what type of setup they're dealing with, right? The fact that he's gone this far and connector hasn't seen anybody. Okay, guys, we know that they're not trying to clamp down towards sewer. Be careful for a boost. Tessus is the canary in the coal mine, checking this one out early to allow and usher the red carpet forward for Stound. Oh, going to land on Kyojin's noggin right there.
I will say that Kyojin's had a real nightmare start. Like, just in terms of the way he's died, as well as the way these initial exchangements have gone. Put yourself in his shoes. You've accidentally caught a team flash. You've been stack-naded. You've been flashed and executed. Haven't really got to play the game yet. So a confidence booster could be on the cards here.
Stound's boosted now.
Yeah, and he could catch Apex on the way back in. Oof. He's quick enough. Finds some cover. Masuta's reactive nade is taking a big chunk out of Heroic, and they will start to return to Shox' domain, and I like what he's doing with that.
Yeah, this is classic from Shox here, right? The fact is, even if they go towards A, right now Vitality are happy to concede the front of the site. You can see that by the passive stance of ZywOo, and that's allowing Shox to go for a walk. He's going to find a lot of information. He's actually going to peel back behind him, and it could be just in time here.
Especially with ZywOo connecting. That may slow him down. Down. Impressive. Housed by Masuta, but Refresh has got the site on lock.
Quick flank.
They'll plant safe. Shox' timing could be everything, but Refresh has already hit some bangers. And he's not stopping for anyone. What a second on the Deagle. Apex.
He's sitting it.
He's holding it.
He's got
holding it.
They're not even picking.
It will defuse just in the nick of time. That's one way to do it, I suppose.
I guess they forgot where they planted right there. Apex walking in, hits the E key. That's all he had to do. Nobody from Heroic with their eyes on the bomb, and easy as you like, that's the round. Well, you worked really hard for that one there, Heroic.
I mean, poor Refresh. He was hitting absolute crackers. You know, we've been waiting to see him show up in the same capacity on land. 10 and 2 on the start, some spicy deagles. That's a good indication that he's here in full force.
Yeah, that is what you want to see, right? Because he can be the X factor for this team. But either way, it wasn't a round we thought Heroic were going to win. They definitely made it interesting.
Just daylight robbery from Apex there.
Yeah, that's cheeky, isn't it? Well, this is the standard default spread. You see a lot on Overpass here. One player Refresh, taking care of business, the caretaker of the B backyard. He's just watching for any aggression, putting some bullets down, making sure they know that players are still home.
And the nightmare continues, chunked to 20 HP.
It's going to be rough for him, right? This is a baptism of fire here. Lots of space taken for Heroic now. They're getting a move on towards A. They've got their three-man pack with the AWP in-game leader. Tessa, Stown, Katie, and making their way through. Shush with the connector controlling. It's being gifted to them right now. Shox again, just wanting to be the thorn in the side here, up close and personal towards the bathrooms. Nade's getting thrown. Oh, right on the toes right there, and he has another as well. Apex lobbed this one out. You might catch them. Backpedaling just in time. Stown will cop a bit of flak damage there, but that has dissuaded them for the moment. The bomb down towards the back of Party. Refresh going to sell what he can over towards B, but it feels like it has to be an A finish unless they slink down connector in the next 10 or so seconds.
Kyojin, aggressive, with low HP, he does take a good look at it. Refresh down to 39, and now up to ZywOo on the site. Heroic are coming, Tessus has slipped the net. ZywOo, though, does manage to reposition to maintain as a component of this retake. Bomb now planting. Shox is a rotation late. Shox versus Stown. Bit of a head-to-head. Cadian's the one to draw blood, though, as the initial retake. Vitality keeping things level, courtesy of Masuta. Oh, Masuta. Is he going to clear it? No, but he's at least got the answer. Refresh pushed up. ZywOo's got a hard duel here, and he doesn't miss those. Tom? Bomb timer, about half gone. Using a 10-second defuse. He's got time to check it. 5 seconds.
Oh,
4. Not again, not again. Down. Oh, that's round defining. Saves it for Heroic and gets loud about it as well.
Whew, okay, they're getting
right
real
back.
fired up. The headset off. Katie yelling over the bloody room. This is some loud stuff from Heroic here. They're getting into it. They're getting stuck in. Keeping the mojo flowing for the team right here. And Shox, all he was doing was just keeping Stown planted. That allowed the retake to start to manifest. 2 massive shots from Masuta on the way in. You're going to catch him here. One, and the second must have been a banger. Yeah, it was. And it felt like Shox had done enough there, just holding Stown in one place, but a big clutch, and you can see what that means. You can see why they're celebrating so much. It's just broken the bank balance of Vitality here. They're down to peanuts. They have to take a save.
They gave it all into that retake. And ambitious to go and hold for the 10-second as opposed to just take the 2-on-1. Time was on Heroic's side, and now so are the finances.
Yeah, I think they were really just banking on Shox either delaying that for 10 seconds or getting the kill, right? So, fumble there. French under pressure now, and this time it is a different look. Heroic are getting a move on quite quickly here with all of their forces. ZywOo feeling that something's coming. The jump peak is going to confirm that from Shox. Utility flying in the sky right now, and they just need to mop these 2 players up on A.
They got numbers off that as well. You saw 3 different nades from 3 different trajectories. And just like that, they rack them up. Clothesline, Masuta.
Oh, okay. Well, he got one. That could have been a little bit egg on the face there for Kyojin if he didn't get that kill. They're even jumping at them, right? So this is the confident style from Heroic that we love to see. It's something that we haven't really been able to get out of them on land. Like that, they've really been a force online. On land, they have been, I think, lackluster is fair to say. But if they get the confidence going, maybe getting through that challenger stage to this point, they feel that the pressure is off now. But regardless.
Okay, see what you're saying.
Yeah, look.
You mean as in like, this is where we belong, so let's just play.
Yeah, yeah, right. I don't know, because obviously there was a lot of critique about the celebration of the day. I think the thing is, my expectations for Heroic are very, very high.
Yeah,
right, very high.
I had them as my 3-0 team. I was the first person when I saw that cheer. I was like, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, you know, I imagine their expectations were as high as ours. But let's not beat around the bush as well. Like they are well within their rights to celebrate what they needed, a compulsory victory, and I'm glad that they've pulled it across the line. And now we do see a 5-3 lead. We'll see the investment back. Vitality with 3 consecutive, but ever since humbled.
Here we go.
A couple of sacrifices along the way. Has Refresh lost his gun?
Light on util as well. Yeah, maybe Refresh didn't buy, or it's at spawn anyway. Problems.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. This is a kooky one, and already they're in. Apex may not be ready. Oh my god, that is the definition of not being ready.
Maybe he doesn't need a gun. Okay, well, this is...
Apex bought it for him.
Yeah, well, I'll take that. Thank you very much. And guess what? Vitality are going to save. Because they went for quite a heavy stance over towards A. You can already see that. If I'm Heroic now, though, let Refresh get that gun and let him go and hunt. Like, go. There was a gun, right?
Yeah, Apex had an M4.
Obs team?
What's going on here?
What? Can we zoom in? Can we get the forensic team? There we go. There we go. Good stuff, lads.
No, he's the VIP. I'm not going to get it.
They're grinning about it as well. He's sitting there with a smirk on his face. The amount of times that, you know, that happens, it happens more often than you would you'd think. Because you're coming out of a timeout, you're having a big discussion, you forget, maybe you dropped the gun, maybe you forgot you bought one.
He finds his nades first, he's like, bup, bup, bup. But yeah, 1,700 in his bank account, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what went
down
down there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They walk away with it 6-3. Heroic already have enough on this T side, mind you, right? This is already a great T haul. If you're going to get 7 or 8 rounds on the T side of Overpass here, I'm be pretty happy with that. Now the saved guns, they put a good position for the French here. Vitality able to keep everybody alive. That means now we can invest in a bit more util. Shox is going to be light on in that regard, but everybody looking good. Some fight needs to come through now. Deep molly, but no presence behind it. Extinguish allows them the warning signal that players are coming. Tassus with a bit of quickness with him here.
Zyrie readies himself for battle. Ooh, indecision. Wants answers and finds them. Plucks Tassus out of the pack. Cadian could be walking straight into trouble, but Shox has to respect the bottle of flame. Apex has rotated over.
This is very considered by Cadian to take all this space quickly. You could see how quickly he posted up for the Zai with re-peek towards long. And
oh, what a find.
Wait, that just felt like it came for free.
Yeah, he's tapped Masuta's toes there. I don't think there was any rebuttal possible, just crouches. Knocks off the soles of his shoes.
Oh,
cool refresh. The cobbler. Kyojin actually posting his first off the back of that now in round 10. Just chipping away at them.
Yeah, this has been odd. The kills have just come one at a time here. You don't love to see this.
No, but it's not over. Cadian and Shush heading into Kyojin's domain. And he does again deliver a big round here. Can't quite finish her off, but Apex is there to do the job. Big round from him, 250 damage, 2.5. And Vitality do manage to silence Heroic. It took them 3 on the trot. A 4-man save. And now pulling across the line.
You can see Xtez there in the back, and he's normally quite a vocal coach. You can imagine it must be difficult for him, obviously, with the rule being enforced so heavily here, just to have to kind of sit on his hands, as it were, you know. And watching some of these rounds, it can be pretty stressful. So, interesting to see him just perched on that chair. Here we go. We're back into the buys. Round number 11 underway. And Heroic, they gave away kills just one at a time there. You're right, chipped away at, hemorrhaging. Boost up Apex. The back of a flash, pokes up, already passed, nade ready, dunked on, refresh, and Ooh, trying to apply pressure. He's going to be on the receiving end of the lion's share of damage there. Map control being worked on here as ZywOo continues his stance, and that was Shox pushing long, so action all across the map here. But this time round, Heroic will find the first.
Again, ZywOo nearly had Tassus booked there. Kyojin's dealt with an aggressor. It was Refresh trying to take some space, and he's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders on that B side of the map. They are 3 men leaning this way, and Tassus rats the smoke. ZywOo caught unawares, at least kept level.
Oh, now they're just walking
but
into
they're
B.
walking into B. He's played for a retake here. He's opted to push short. Will he choose to contest the plant? That is the question. Heroic can't believe their luck.
They just managed to get on in here. Kyojin's going to be quick on this. They might not consider their flank.
Yeah, pressure heaven. Maybe Monster is the surprise factor. Shush is worried about short. He might check it. Looks like it's Shush's responsibility. Timing's everything. Kyojin should have this, and he does. Knocks the head off of Shush. Cadian keeps it level. Need this one.
Jumping out of the heavens.
Keeps him guessing.
Oh!
Kyojin. It's his sight, and he takes it back with ease. A quad kill in round 11.
What a maneuver for him. Gets the kill onto Refresh over towards Monster. That was to get things back. And wow, Kyojin, right? We talk about this kid going to be tested here today. Easy as you like. The Silence Stem 4 making things difficult to get the dots on Cadian. Meanwhile, getting 2 massive kills. Not to be enough. Great stuff from Kyojin there.
And great stuff from Vitality in terms of they knew that the win lay with Kyojin's conversion, so they're kicking up such a fuss. Apex is taking every fight he possibly can. Heroic comms get chaotic, and I think that was embodied in Cadian's death. He didn't really know where to look.
All right, well, they keep the buys going here, Heroic. These plants are helping out a lot. Finally going through that cache, but
this boost is classic Overpass.
it's just strange how these opening fights have gone down. Like, it's just players from either team trying to take space. There you go again. They literally just let Tassus off the leash. He's just walking into some room, and then he goes on down. Shush under pressure, 20 HP. This fight's going on everywhere, and this time, Vitality convert 2 in their favor.
Oh, some info, but he might not be expecting the Apex angle.
Yeah. They're chasing their tail in a lot of this, right? Cadian's trying to even find the bomb right now. Things on the wrong side of the fence. Gonna have to get his mum to go over and pick that one up from the neighbors.
There's a slight window here for Stown. Like, Masuta's just returning to clear. Oh, and he gets the info, but Stown gets the head. Building something into this now. 2 versus 5 for the Danes.
They need to get bank control. They need to take something here. You can't just stay marooned on the site.
That fight's coming his way. They're loud about it. Stown versus Apex, and he's got his head on a swivel. He'll take them both with ease. Double headshot as well for style points. And Vitality tying things up.
All right, well, the plant again here for Heroic as the rounds start to continue to build on up in the loser column for Heroic. You're going to get the plant down. You're going to keep yourself in positions where you can keep the buys juicy. But the French seem calm, right? We've seen a lot of yelling out of Heroic. You know, we've seen a lot of them trying to keep themselves fired out, where the French, it just feels like they're here to take care of business. You know, they're taking their time, keeping it cool, keeping it collected. And as these kills keep coming, it's in dribs and drabs. Exist in for the timeout now, and maybe to talk them through that, because the last few that have gone against them here, it's just been a bit of an issue with giving up kills and not having responses, right? The gimmicks have paid off sometimes, but when it happens like that, it looks a little bit silly. And now that we're at the tail end here, with the scoreline tied up at 6-6, 3 more rounds of play, you'd love to see them try something that's a little bit more of a concerted effort as a team, right? Go for an execute, go for a set piece, see if you can break this down. And I know that Vitality can be a little bit gamble stacky, right? In terms of their CT side approach, they can have multiple members that are going to thwart more of these team-based maneuvers, but like this death from Tassus, how many times does it feel like we've seen that so far to ZywOo's AWP? Now, the discussion isn't completely off the table here. Vitality are doing what they need to do to have a strong first half. They'd love to walk away with 9, all that momentum going into the second half of play. The buyback from Heroic, AKs are out, Galil for Stown. Away we go again. Tess is able to maneuver around that Molotov.
Shox, what are you up to?
Do you think he heard the footsteps?
Tessus looks ready, the back pedal, but no, maybe not just part of his flight path. Shox is going for a very ambitious info play.
Tessus might be ready. Oh, hearing it.
Yeah.
Tessus
solves the mystery event just in the nick of time. And again, Kyojin has to be the hero, not this time. Shush through the smoke. Issues for Masuta. Every bullet connects from that AK ZywOo Apex. Oh, look at Heroic. They're getting a bit bit too fancy with it.
Well, this is the Fakey boys, right? So here, there, and everywhere, they're going to show themselves, and then they're going to hit pause as well. They're making Vitality second guess all of this.
Yeah, look, this is the power of cutting noise. Now they get a 4v1 instead of a scary 4v2.
Well, they definitely identify where Zyro is now. It's even
Tessus,
pulled Apex, right? The pressure. This time it works out for Tessus.
Yeah, all it takes is him not catching
Wait,
your
they're back
bullet.
to B. Apex knows.
Now he does. They're looking the wrong way. Apex could get another here. They're in the sight, little headshot angles. Shush has done so much for his squad there. And Heroics, it seemed a little overcomplicated at times, but in the end, you leave with 4 AKs still in the mix and a 7th round to your name.
Those are the rounds that Heroic on land tend to have trouble with, right? The ones where they need to react quite quickly and make those plays. So it's good that they're able to pull one off for their own confidence in that play style. But once you've battered them on the site like this, it's surprising to not see them just full commit. Now they handle it. Shush with a nice round to his name there. We can actually reflect on the scores right now. Refresh with 14 kills. You're going to have 9 there for Stown, 8 for Cadian. I don't have the Go TV in front of me, unfortunately. Alex, you want to do the rest?
Yeah, sure. 7 for Shush and 7 for Tessus.
All right, beautiful stuff. So
and the French are exactly aligned as well. You've got 6 for Zywoo at the moment, just at the bottom of the score, but everyone else is on 8, bar Shocks on 7.
Okay. Timeout taken. Apex chatting down the line here. Having a bit of a conversation. The fist bumps come in. Double orbs, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that could be a difference maker here. But the thing is, they've already been offered up a lot of opportunities for picks. So let's see how this one goes. Shocks into one, Zai with the other. Makes a lot of sense here. And both holding off towards A. This is going to deny so much space. Wow, and so is that smoke. Zai, we're going to have to reposition. Shocks is posted up towards long, and he doesn't need to move. It's Zai who needs to continue to drop back and take more passive lines.
So the first scout is down. He's cleared it out, fountain clear. Flash for that open of the squeaky door and calling all of this wide open.
Yeah, lots of space here to work with right now.
It really is, yeah. And a couple of warning nades. This one's towards the barrels. It's definitely keeping the B players humble.
You can see how Heroic always like to get connector control. That's what keeps the option for them to go late A or B, right? Splitting through that position, saving them from having to go around the world.
Yeah,
They've walked through the smoke before here.
Left the bomb. This is just a scouting mission. Oh, Cadian's been caught. A lovely boost. Mid-round from the French, and it's caught them open. Look at Zywoo. He doesn't have any armor, and he doesn't need it because not a single bullet has graced him. Takes down 2. The bomb loose. Sure, you'll have to go pick that up, Shush, if you do want to have a go. Looks like Refresh is having a look. But Vitality have got this on lock.
Maybe even the save here. You can just see how much they're starting to back off. Shush can drop an AK in the next round, so that's going to be fine there. Refresh isn't going to get any loss bonus here, but yeah, they are just going to hold on to these AKs. Make your next round. See if you can win the half out here with 8 with the best buy you possibly can muster. Vitality, though, continue just to swat them away, right? They're very good at finding these info plays like that Apex boost. What are you meant to do, right? Like, Cadian thinks it's all clear. They're already flashed it out. They just came through that door, right? And then, hey, pops his head up. Zywoo gets 2. It's hard to keep that man silent. All 5 stay alive. The AK upgrade there for Masuda. He's going to be licking his chops. He loves the AK-47. But the buy is there for Heroic here. You can see Cadian is going to get that AK into his hands. The last man to buy on up. And maybe again, we turn to Heroic doing something a little bit more team-based because they're losing fights on multiple fronts here. Just Zywoo, no aggressive Molotov this time. Open runway for Tessus, not having to use his smoke on the extinguish. Has had to deal with a couple of Shocks pushes here. Stown lining up a front bathroom smoke. That's going to deny Zywoo immediately, and it's a 4-man stack over towards B right now from Vitality. Zywoo smoked off the B defense. They actually have Shocks aggressive on that short position for early info, so they're preparing for a B execute right now, and it's not coming their way.
Yeah, pressure mounting onto Zywoo's judgment, as well as, of course, his team, but the silence on the B side of the map doesn't seem to have led to much other than Masuda now returning to the fray on A. Last round of this half, best of 1. The loser of this won't see another best of 1.
They're giving them the room again here, Vitality. So this is the difference. This is the only piece of real estate they really have, and Shox need to be careful about this. Squeaky is open right now, and look at this. Just posted on up. He should get a freebie right here, and there it is.
Well tracked. Opening kill for Vitality to take the half. Contact on both parts of the map, the heroic special.
They're so split.
Yeah.
How? How are you going to win this?
I mean, that was brave. He got away with it. No way you get both. He's walked through the smoke and he's taken the whole site on his own. Refresh doesn't need any help. He might not be ready for Shox.
Oh!
Oh, God, he just knocked Masuta out as well. Finally, they silenced him, but Shox would have to do it all. Refresh sells it with just sheer fragging power.
How does he? The first kill. There's no way in the world he should be getting that coming out of the grey screen. And now Shox in the 1-on-3 has it all to do. The first on the no-scope. Shox the Deagle would have been perfect. The placement look there. The quick change just not quick enough.
Whoo-wee. Heroic take the half. Thank you, Refresh. And what a half he's had. Let's see if he calls off or not. Take note of that number. 17. That first frag you're talking about. The second is nonsense. And then we didn't quite catch the full extent of this one onto Masuta as well. Bang. Oh, beautiful.
Great round. Won that one in his lonesome there. And he is head and shoulders above the rest of the server here. Only 2 players on double digits alongside him. And they only have 10 kills. So 7 more than anybody else in the server right here for Refresh. He's had a bit of a half, hasn't he?
He's doing the impossible multiple times. We write him out because it looks like he's doing the stupid play. I mean, this is what we were talking about in terms of online and LAN, right? There's plays that you get away with. Well, he's getting away with them here. On stage. The Legend stage looking great. Okay,
Should be happy with himself.
He should be. Pistols now for Vitality's attack. Let's get into it. Tessus is going to be looking for answers, and he's already confirmed that there is presence. So Cadian will pull the plug, and I say pull the plug. Actually, they're establishing a bit of a 3-man toilet setup here. You got long info, courtesy of Stown. Cadian going to be calling for the party aggress. And as they work towards long, it is going to be up to Stown to at least communicate and count, as well as, of course, click. Okay, jumped across. They pull his cross there, and they do evade the initial engagement.
That's going to force all 3 of these A defenders back. A little bit more passive towards the site. Cadian hanging around. I think he's calling them to stay staunch, to stay forward, because they need that info.
Full reversal out of Vitality.
This is very brave, and a huge call from Cadian, because if it stays quiet for the next 5 or 10 seconds, they're going to start looking for info, and that's going to allow them to hedge their bets towards B, which is exactly where Vitality's going now.
And that's into Refresh's domain.
Yeah, look, Cadian's pushing forward, right? They're starting to call this a little bit clear over towards the A site. So they can definitely get that third man. Tessus needs to get a move on right now towards B.
As soon as there's a nade thrown, which it looks like Apex is about to be thrown towards that barrel's position, Shush will have to reposition. Oh.
That's their own. That's a huge, that's a massive.
Molotov'd themselves.
That could be the round.
I suspect it will be. Stown confirms his underpass presence. The frags now mean so much. Kyojin leads through, multiple targets, Refresh draws blood, and they just line him up. Knock him down. Apex and Zywoo partner up. It's not favorable at all. He's reloading both of them. And now the bomb needs to go down. It's a 1 versus 2. Apex does not have the health nor the time for this. He's going to be flanked.
Oh, he didn't. The round's done. Round's done.
It's not his round. Not his round, dude. Not his round. A miss molly. Doesn't engage the plant as well. Heroic given an extra special treat.
That is maybe blunder of the day. And I haven't been able to keep my eyes on all the streams, but that's an unforced error of that Molotov. Like, the entire strategy was to go through Monster. Like, I don't know what to say. At this level of Counter-Strike, it's very rare that we see those kind of fumbles. Yeah, sure, occasionally we see like a missed smoke or something like that, but that Molotov, it just completely ruined any chance they had of that round right there. It bought time for the rotation.
You saw the communication as well. Like, the players were like, do we go through it?
Oh,
like,
that's crazy, man.
What do we do?
All right, well, they can forget about it here if they can win this force buy, and it's clear they've geared up towards the B-bomb site again. Too close towards Monster. The swingman of Stown here playing from Graffiti, ready to rain down pain with that M4.
MP9s are great. Close Monster. If they're coming through Monster, they can get a bit uncomfortable. If they charge through short, that's what they're doing. Cadian's Julies have taken 1 down. This Tech9 needs 2. Spots him. Finishes it off. It's even trades, Chad. They could take this bomb site if Cadian doesn't keep hitting these shots. MP9 shy of the mark. Tessa's bleeding out. Okay, that was a quick piece. Shox got 2 of the 3. Tessa saves them in the end. And Heroic 10. Vitality going to have to take the 11th on the chin.
thank God for Cadian and the Julies there, because Stan was smoked out of the line, forced wide. Cadian got that opening kill, and if he didn't, they would have really been hemorrhaging towards that B bomb site. That's crazy how out of control that round got. And look what is being reflected in the buys here. Vitality understand how much pressure they've applied towards this CT side, and they're going to buy again. AK's out, a couple of pistols, the util there. A missed molly as well. That was a CT one meant to be thrown. It's hit the top of the hedge. It's bounced away here, so both teams feeling the pressure right now. When Zywoo onto Shush is a huge opener.
You couldn't have asked for more out of Zywoo's AK. You got 2 in play. Find me an opening, and there's Shush's scalp now firmly affixed to the belt loops of Zywoo.
You're about to be in no man's land, my friend.
No, I could just find cover. He's going to get stuck exactly as you put it. No man's land, right in the open. Masuta will not let that slip.
How are you going to piece this one back together? Vitality can play with you now. That has to be it. They either have to go for an aggressive maneuver or gamble a sight. And you can see on the radar, top left-hand side of your screen, they're actually starting to fall on the troops back over towards this A bomb site. Cadian being joined by Refresh. The lone defender of Stown over towards B is about to have some company. The Snake of Vitality back all the way through spawn. Plenty of util for this as well. Zywoo has a smoke and 2 flashes. Apex has a smoke, 2 flashes and a HE, and Masuda with a smoke of his own. They have enough here to manufacture a full execute, or they could even just play contact if they'd like. Heaven smoke being lined up.
This would be quite the recovery after what looked like it was going to be Heroic's 11th. They do choose to invest. They put the foot back on the gas pedal. Smokes are up. Down. It's a powerful angle. He will take one. Is it enough? I mean, they haven't got the ideal setup for this.
The nade.
Catch him. Zywoo might catch that. Just gets out of dodge in time.
How are you going to break this one now? And I can't see a kit.
Yeah. Containment, perhaps. Refresh is going to have a look. He's committing through it. Ooh, just shy of Zywoo. Shox is ready to receive him.
Time's the problem.
Does
Time's
catch
the
him
problem.
through the smoke, and another one from Refresh. He's still got just a little window, and a chance. Oh, not shy, not far off at all. He gave it everything he had. Apex this time secures it.
Yeah, well, there you go. Apex has made up for the fumble there, right? So back in business right now, and Team Vitality, they've actually done a lot of financial damage. So sticking to their guns quite literally there with the 4 spies has put a position for Heroic right now where they might have to consider one of their own. 2.7 on Cadian is going to get you a scout in play. Maybe they could get a FAMAS if they'd like here. This is a great attempt, but as I said, there wasn't a kit, and they're actually opting to go for a save scenario here. So it's just going to be 5 USPs. Tessa's had a smoke. He threw that one out early. He has a flash as well. And they are pushing. Yeah. Kjorgen, you got company.
They've gone silent. Will they expect it? Oh, he will now. Great adjustment to quick react, and it's so much more than he bargained for. Need Apex to clean house here. There's a Galil in play. It's down to bait. Refresh the frag, and it's been cleaned up. Apex sweeps him under the rug. Tessus is the last remaining, and well, he's got himself an AK. If he can disappear, maybe he can pop his head up on that A site by the time Vitality do arrive.
Yeah, I think that's key. If he can get in position, then there is a chance that he got a couple of crispies, but Vitality have a chunk of util, and they're just heading towards this A site quite quickly. So with him out of position and where the economy currently in the dumps for Heroic, saving this AK is probably worth more than attempting an unlikely 1-on-3 situation. So you can understand the choices being made here. Vitality will be getting their 9th round. Being diligent, the smokes, just making sure, sending the MAC-10 in first to be the information play. They're in, the bomb there, the bomb should be going down in a second. See how cautious they're being. They don't want to allow anything to go wrong in this situation, and now the 40 seconds thrust onto the clock.
Yeah, truly a high-stakes game. Very early into the Legend stage, but when you're up against an opponent like this, and one of them, Vitality and Heroic, will have to wrestle with 3 back-to-back wins in best-of-3s if they want to make it to the champion stage.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. And up next, we have another one of these 0-1 games. Mousesport's taking on that of Furia. So another big name going to be down in that barrel of 0-2. But everybody hoping and praying they're going to get EG. Total of 8 rounds and 2 maps from EG. So we weren't coming into this event expecting a lot, but we've got exactly, well, yeah, what was forecast, I suppose, just a side that's not very competitive whatsoever. It's almost like a free matchup for a lot of these teams.
which is unfortunately a cruel reality.
Yeah, and look, there's a lot of critique that's going to go to the system, but it's been 2 years, and North American Counter-Strike in the last major, they're a force to be reckoned with, right? They were beasts. Like, North American Counter-Strike had never been in a better position. Now it's obviously limp. And here we go. AK into Cadian's hands, M4s for the rest. Tessa's actually with the scout here, so he's done the save, and he's the one who's getting the rough end of this. Posturing over towards B early, but heading back quite quickly towards A. Apex very far ahead of the pack here. We'll have a fight with Cadian soon. In-game leader action.
Well, on his next peek, he's going to get a face full of French. Confirms it. Engaging it. Look at this, the bait and switch. They're looking for one. They find the other. And Stown takes two. From two different angles of assault. This time Asuta now down.
Oh, Tessa's in a rough position with this scout here. They are going to work past him in towards the A side. The number advantage is there, but Vitality can get in and get through. Shush, they can't.
Big find. Apex, perhaps the element of surprise here. Shush doesn't seem to acknowledge that he could already have slipped and does take the first head. Needs a whole lot more than that. Are they even considering long? Trying to distract for Tessus to strike, and he does. Shox has info. Looking to clean house. A great snap into the first, but Cadian's there. They're always partnered up. Handled that well. And Heroic will post an 11th.
Yeah, have to really turn your attention to Stown. Their massive double kill in Connector, right? Because they get the first, which is pushing through the party towards the bathroom position. But the second on Masuda, that's the one is where they're really going to trap them in Connector, right? So he's flicked around. He's made sure there's no pressure applied from behind. And that's significantly going to put you in a great... That won the round. If I'm going to be honest, that second kill, it won the round because you can see what it did. It forced Vitality over towards the site. The plant's good. It's going to facilitate another buy for Vitality here to keep things going. Here's that double I was talking about. So he's babysitting Katie in there and even grabs that second. So huge double kill from Stown. No AWP here for the T side, but the same to be said for Heroic. So big greens missing right now. This time it's looking more likely to be B. 4 players over there early. Kyojin just tasked with dealing with the A aggression.
It's a hard shot to hit. Stown's really managed his angle as well. Just a very tippy top of his head showing.
They have 4 of them here, Alex. They've called and read this very well.
Yeah, and look at the reactive smoke. Like, Cadian's responsibility is to create that wall for Refresh. Like a divider. Channel them all towards the short side of the site.
They want this to come, right? So the thing is, you don't want to throw too much utility early here as block smokes or mollies. You kind of want to let them come on in. Triple nades towards the barrel. Dodged, but damage done. Shush and Refresh quite low here. That signals that at least 3 players were over here towards B. Now, is that going to force Vitality's hand? They didn't get the kill, and now they start to turn their attention back towards A. 50 seconds on the clock.
It's up to Tassus. When will he call for help? It's on its way. No molly to clear him out, and they're being very loud about this. The smokes flying through the sky. Heroic sending Cadian over. Tassus unchecked. Shox' flash has caught Masuta. Okay, the site open, but not for long. Cadian to deny. He's been lost his vision. Kyojin lucky to be alive, and they will find him.
Save.
Yeah, just like that. The flashbang. A flashbang. Looked like Kyojin was dead to rights there, but just the 1 second miss, the 1 frame of vision he had, and then the rest is history. Kyojin catches on the swing. And we've got a very close game here.
We do indeed. Like, Heroic read that well early. They had the stack. It looked like Vitality were destined to hit that site, the triple nade, and then they backpedal on it. They changed their mind. They head towards A. And now they even try and chase. Shox is quick on this. There's 2 to find, and they're both just around the corner. Would be massive scalps to take here.
Got his high-vis vest on. Going hunting.
Whoa, he saw the head for years there. All right. No reaction from Refresh. Shox will take that, and now Shush, good luck. We'll get the kill, we'll survive. 1 rifle retained. Money a question now for Heroic. But that isn't how that round looked like it was going. It felt to me like they were going to go for a B execute, but it was all just for those triple nades. The spam came back. There wasn't any smokes, right? Like, I'm surprised. Maybe that is why they peeled back, all right? It's like, okay, well, they're not smoking Monster. They're not. Are they gamble stacking? Like, that could be as simple as that as a tell, right? I'm here just speculating. I'm not quite sure exactly why they made that choice.
But I mean, that's a pretty damn good one to throw into the hat.
Look at this buy, though. It's all in. AWP out for Cadian. 1 M4, and 1 was carried across from Shush. Refresh and Tessa's are going to find themselves with pittances of pistols. There's a kit in play. U2's already lied on. This isn't going to be an easy round, and it's an important round right now. The score's going to be tied up at 11-11 if Vitality win this.
Stampeding into the bathrooms.
It's Apex's Wolfpack, huh? We do see a bit of this. We're used to this from the boys of Vitality on Overpass, and they're just channeling their way through long.
And this is very familiar territory for them. They operate well in this capacity.
Good luck, Tessas.
Everyone's got their flight path. Masuta doesn't check his corners, but doesn't really cost him.
Save again.
You may as well, right? You put all your chips into the table. These Cadian will get to buy some armor alongside with his AWP. And, well, for the opposite side of things, Vitality get to keep everything, build a little bank.
But they already sent Shocks chasing early last round. Do you think they're going to send him out early again? Because he's just floating around here towards Party, just making sure that there's no flank possible. The bomb already about halfway gone. If they do want to chase, it would be great to take these guns away, but on the other side of things, they don't know exactly what type of buy that they're dealing with. They only saw Tessas throughout of all of that. Well, there you have it. We are tied up here, and we're keeping it as close as you like. Back and forth affair here. Now, if you want to check out the A stream game, you can head over to twitch.tv/PGL. Not even quite sure what the scores are happening over there. Haven't been able to keep track of all that. It's
Just got started. Na'Vi VP.
Who won out of Entropic Gambit? I didn't quite catch the tail end of that one.
Actually, a really good question. It looked like Entropic were close. Oh, damn.
Wow, Entropic.
Gambit didn't get another round.
That is naughty. And both on Vertigo.
Like, what was that? 10-0 second half,
Wow,
Chad.
okay.
They locked them out.
Okay, all right.
And
well,
that's, if I'm not mistaken, Entropic beat Liquid on
Vertigo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe ban Vertigo against Entropic in the best of 3 tomorrow. Now, a bit of a timeout taken here. Lots and lots of talking there from Apex. Just having a chat about how they want to take this one forward, because we're starting to get to the juicy end of this map. Both teams having a chance here just to decide how they want this one to end. Now, this time round, it is just going to be the save coming on through. No reinvestment. They're not going to try their luck with the force buy again, but they are holding on to those saved weapons. Through, Stoun's through.
Oh,
there's somebody behind him. There's somebody behind him.
Fly. Yeah, but Cadian's holding that. Maybe they get greedy. Oh, dear. Disaster strike. Saiwu claws something back, but Heroic have been given a gift.
Tessas could be cheeky here, but he needs to stay alive. He needs to wait until the noise stops. He can grab himself a rifle. He can get some quick info. He can be behind them if he just bides his time.
Oh, he had a sound cue as well. The gift.
This is huge.
Look at the amount of information Heroic are operating with, as well as a weapon upgrade.
They can just rotate back now. Tessas can call a lot right here. Zaiwu's still watching.
He's so aware, but he was looking for the underpass push.
He has to join the pack, right? There's only 3 of them alive here, and they need to get a move on and a move on now.
Already more bullets connecting. Apex has been brought down low. Heroic just with the preserve rifles. Couple of reinvestments for nades and Kev, and now Shush to be tested. The backs are going to be open. Apex surely not long for this world. Easy as that, and Shocks thrust into an impossible scenario. Shush confirms our suspicions, and Heroic make it work. Aggression, the answer.
That's crazy, right? Like, Stoun going through, you can see how quickly that could go wrong. And the smiles on the face, it just keeps changing between these teams. Even a giggle exchanged here, but that's crazy. Like, Tessas being that last man there, the information is what had them on the ready over towards B. They knew that it had to be that bomb site. So, you know, Tessas doesn't do a whole lot in terms of the impact of the round through kills. But through information, it's huge, and both teams now looking great with the buys. Finally, both with the AWPs, but finally both with all the util and the rifles, and a double extinguish here, quick as you like. They want to apply pressure towards A.
Oh, burning 2 smokes just for that bit of territory.
Cadian's AWP is long, and he's actually not wanting to take the fight. Just jump peeking right now for early info. We'll scope up. Zaiwu could definitely turn his attention, and we could get a heads-up AWP duel, but to be the case. Molotov's into bathrooms already. It feels like they have a good idea of what type of CT setup Heroic are rocking, and it is passive. It is hedged towards the B bomb site.
We've seen this before. Vitality can contact walk through the toilets.
Here comes the pressure. They're going to try and run Cadian down.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very quick. Cadian close quarters, and he does catch Masuta. He was undaunted, unsurprised to see him there so early, and he's going to drop a smoke and try and punish the Shox Hunt. Tessus, the backup, arrives as he needed to, and that bomb still exposed. Shox gets the info. Oh, it's not a fun duel to have. Baits the shot.
The 360!
360! He's getting style points. He's making a frag movie. And that's the end of Saiwu as well. I can't believe he's gotten away with that. Oh, I mean, it's no fun for Shox, right? I'm talking about having to jiggle and bait the shot, but he does. He baits the shot and Cadian hits him with a 360.
You could see how jittery Cadian was even when trying to drop that defensive smoke. He understood the pressure that he was under in that situation. If he goes down to Shox, then at that point, they're just able to go for the full court press up through long and the bathrooms and under the pump. Now you can see the stress on Apex's face here. Down to the pistols are the French and feeling the heat.
Yeah, I mean, coming in with just pistols, already staring at 13 for your defensive rivals, I'd be sucking my teeth too.
Yeah, this is not going to be a fun one here. Refresh with some space, flash forward. Doesn't need to hang around. Apex and Masuda with Deagles. Glocks for Kyojin and Zywoo. Shox with a P250 now. There are two flashes in the mix. Really trying to get as much as you can, like blood out of a stone in this environment here, but they have to. A plant would be fantastic.
Or, and this is the throwback major, Chad, I remind you about Frenchmen and pistols. Now, these Deagles, historically, pulled out some absolutely ridiculous rounds. Heroic, they can't let this one slip. This should just be a very casual walk in the park, but it would start with a bullet to Tessus's brain. Now the flash is decent, the nade is better though. Cadian and Stown already delivering exactly how they needed to. Hold on, Tessus does manage the double peek well. Apex will have a chance to duel up and take down Tessus, so it's a 1v2 established. He's already got 2 frags.
This is very winnable right now.
He opted to fake. Refresh is maybe going to walk up on that, but 5 seconds has elapsed, and now they're going to close the gap. Apex hears it. Oh, and he strikes again. He knows where you are. The shadow betrays.
Oh!
And he saves them. So close to perfection there. Dan Madasclair, he was within touching distance, 10 HP.
I think Heroic were in two minds right there of what approach they wanted to have. It didn't make any sense. Did you want to fight? Did you want to hide? You're not looking the right way. Apex almost pulling a miracle right there.
And you can't blame them for taking a pause.
Wow, what an attempt that was. Tessus, the absolute hero in that moment as well, because the kills start to come in on top of the site. Tessus stays alive with the double. Oh, dearie me. Okay, well, maybe this one's not done just yet. A great attempt out of Apex. He's kept it costly.
Yeah, just let him get his head screwed on tight. This is what you're talking about, right? That second frag, if Zywoo does get the trade, as you know, 50% of the time he does, Apex would have been done by now.
Yeah. Oh, with the shadow advantage as well, Apex is going to be kicking himself there. He's had a great game, 21 kills for him.
Can we also, you know, scratch that one into Refresh's impact list? You know, I mean, he had 17 on that first half, but winning that, stopping that from happening, it could be a very different game if they had taken that one on the chin. Close, but no cigar. Vitality running out of chances. This is a big one for them. Round 26, and already operating at half health. Aggression thrown into the mix from Cadian. He wants info, and he gets it. Nothing home. Will have an advantage in that engagement if it does come late. He's actually going further.
Yeah, Refresh is taking the space off of this AWP here. Flash forward. Hard fight. Oh, very hard fight. Shox, he cops a dink for his troubles right there, but that's a lifeline now for the French.
Oh, and that one too, Apex. Squeaky bum time gets away with that.
They've identified where the AWP is, though. They can take some liberties over towards A right now. There's no AWP locking down long or the bathrooms. They're getting a move on.
Good point, touché en français. Advancing, walking up. Le Banan. A 2-man long setup, though. And Shush flashed. He's not going to be spotted. Oh, just beheaded on the swing back in. Masuta taking all that space long is still a threat. He'll acknowledge it. The molly forces his hand. He has to retreat now. Apex to clear. Tessus, this is an important frag, and he stabilizes beautifully, nearly stringing together the double and the 2-on-2. Established, will they not check long given the death of Tessus? Stown's already found a frag, so that's unlikely. And now slipping away. Bomb planted for toilet side. They're both playing it. They'll just have to peek off each other's contact. They wouldn't double up, would they?
They both have smokes here for the bomb as well.
What is that for an after plant? They're playing so close. Cadian, of course, smoked off. He just has to bide his time. There's a kit and a smoke on down.
Bomb's halfway ticked here. They need to start getting a move on.
Don't forget where you planted, folks. Here's him. Onto the site. Cadian in defense. They look to strike. He's missed his shot. They're off the bomb. It's all onto one man.
He has to sit
and
it.
one man only. Cadian to take the fight. And it's Cadian that comes out on top. Heroic 15. Touching distance now of breaking their silence in the Legend stage early.
Woof. It's been a back and forth, 11-11. But that's where the French have been stalled on out here. Heroic coming alive late here on this CT side, locking things down and scratching their head. Timeout's not called. Freeze time ticking in. Buy's coming on through. X-Taz, he can't say a bloody word here.
But for some reason, his face says 1,000.
Yeah, it says a lot, doesn't it? And here we go. The Hail Mary looks like it's being called on out here. We're configuring the attack over towards this B bomb site. Molly's over. Smoke's being lined on up. Looks like the B execute here to try and keep the French's hopes alive. 0-2 looms right now. And Tess's with so much space early. This is going to sting.
Balls on you.
This is going to sting. He has looked fantastic on this CT side with some impact.
Oh, they've gone so all in. Oh, and they're ready through the monster tunnel. Masuta takes them both down. Now that is a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. They've broken into the B site. And a little bit of a heroic treatment, just walking through the monster smoke.
But Tessus is still going here. They're going to have a look. If Cadian can find this, he saw the shoulder, but Shox is too fast. Now it's just Tessus, and he's been told to save.
But he got the kill. Yeah, you can see just for a second. Any more? Any more?
I'm thinking about it.
I'll take a freebie. I'll take a freebie.
Now that, Masuda, he just did what Refresh did within that first half. Stroll straight through Monster and get 2 massive kills. It felt like that was desperate, and with all that info, Tess's, he told the team it was coming. They knew that the attack was coming. They just had the timing off. Well, he wants the AWP. Guess what? Shox has got that one locked on down. You lose everything, and the economy right now for Heroic in a little bit of strife. AWP saved by Shox. I will take that one. Thank you very much, he says. Now, this is where we might see a strange buy from Heroic here. Now, if you take a little bit of a look at the cash, it's not fantastic, but Cadian, he does love a hero AWP.
6,400.
Exactly. So he could take the gamble. They are. Shush is going to buy in. Cadian's going to do the same. There's a rifle and refresh. They're dropping things across. They've actually made this one look
Yeah, Shush just has to be a little bit of a Sanji cosplay for the rest of this round. That's all. But let's go.
They're just going to try B again here, and you can understand Cadian's going to call top 8 clear very quickly. HE through.
There's pace to this, and I think, you know, Heroic are reacting accordingly. They want to be there ASAP, and they won't be far away. Already, you're going to have a 5-man stack here, bro. You have to maybe send in a feeler from Vitality, or do they just commit? The Utel's not sailing through the sky just yet.
Apex is walking in.
He's just walked in for the Shush, but he does confirm there's more. Even trades. Heroic 3 frags away.
They're getting out, pulling the plug.
Can't blame him. Cadian's thinking about it too. Masuta's just about cleared his underpass.
Oh, this is a mind game now. Cadian's already rotating back towards that A bomb site. He's going to be there in plenty of time, but does he push forward? Does he call their bluff? Does he take this space? Because that's going to allow the B defenders to stay.
Of course he does. And if you're Masuta, you just heard that AWP firing off shots. This is a mind game. 50 seconds as Masuta tries to sell it.
Cadian has an idea. He's about to peer on in the barrel.
Oh, in the blind spot, but he still hits it. Masuta just shy. Now they have the man advantage, and the rotates on. They completely bought the bait. They assume the rest of the squad is there. Heroic treatment right back on them.
It's a retake setup here. Stound, he doesn't want to take any fights. They can walk into Monster for free, but Cadian's rotating on in now.
Zywoo got Util. He's got the bomb as well. Might want to get it down at 20 seconds. You want to create a bit of a better atmosphere.
They can smoke the site. They can molly over towards CT.
18. Zywoo does start to line up the nades. Oh, in the open! Surely that's it. There's nothing left. Shox, the first found, sure, but now it needs to plant. They can run him down. He's getting rushed down, and that is it. Heroic take him down. Vitality condemned to 0-2, and that one is to be celebrated loudly. Heroic. They get off the starting mark here in the Legend stage.
That's one to get excited about because that was a back and forth affair, and you have to just point out the impact of all the different members throughout this. Tessus on that CT side late, stepping up. Cadian with some good calling, the bravery.